Welcome back to Wilkow. President Obama locked up 95% of the black vote back in 2008. Let's sink in for a second. Then this past August, an NBC News Wall Street Journal poll found that 0% of black voters supported Mitt Romney. 0. Which brings me to the recent AP headline, quote, "Do black people support Obama because he's black? If it's true and the numbers support it, then shouldn't it be discussed?" I'm back with friends of the program talking about race in the election. David Webb hosts the David Webb Show on Sirius XM, where I work during the day, and Trey Ditto is the CEO of Ditto Public Affairs. I guess 0%.
I'm a 0%. No, but, first of all, yeah, statistically, I read that.
Before we get into this, I want to throw this out because we have limited time here. What if this were 2016 and it was Joe Biden versus a second run by Herman Cain? Mitt Romney ran twice. What if Herman Cain jumps back in the race in 2016 and it's Joe Biden, Herman Cain? What happens with the progressive view that it's acceptable to vote on race?
What happens is you have to go back to what the real situation is. Traditionally, blacks have voted Democrat since Kennedy. Now they have a Democrat, or actually he's not a Democrat, he's a progressive, Barack Obama, that there's an identity and an identifier with him because of the color of his skin. So the fact that they went to 95%, not much of a surprising leap. What's really bad here is we're back to the issue of putting people in boxes. You're black, you belong here. You're Hispanic, you belong here. You're a woman, you belong here. And that creates an institutional slavery. You never get off that black dependent on government entitlement plantation. And frankly, as an American, you got to consider, where's your return on investment for your vote? If you're black and you have voted Democrat for 40-something years, civil rights, Title VI, all these decisions, affirmative action. If you voted Democrat, what have you gotten back for that unyielding loyalty to the Democrat Party?
Well, I want to ask you this one. We have a bench of strong black conservatives, up and coming right now. But when you look at the 2007 view of Barack Obama, Sharpton Jackson, the NAACP, they all said he's not really black enough because his family's roots don't include slavery. That was acceptable. They were all throwing their support for Hillary Clinton. When it started to tip towards Obama, they all wanted to jump onto the Obama bandwagon. Now here we are 5 years later. If you and I point that out, we're the racists somehow. How does that happen?
Well, let's also make it clear, if Herman Cain were to run for president against Joe Biden, he would not be considered black. It's very difficult to be black and Republican. They would find a white person in his family somewhere and say, well, he's not really
Well,
black.
they tear up your black card.
The president has white people in his family somewhere, his mom.
And so what we're looking at from a Republican versus Democrat perspective is Republicans have failed from the grassroots level to create that farm team. We have we have the David Owens of the world out there that are out there on message talking nationally, but all politics is local. And what we've talked about before, all political racism is local as well. And it is very difficult for a minority Republican in a local community to be able to talk about the issues without being ostracized.
You do have to get into that local level, whether it's in Newark, New Jersey, or Detroit, Fifth Ward in Houston, L.A., you go into those neighborhoods. The Republican Party has to go in there and engage the people. And it takes a certain amount of courage.
Education.
But yes, education is very key to this, which gives you better economic empowerment, which gives you skin in the game. You and I always talk about the socioeconomic impact. But going in there means that you have to be first able to say, when they say you're a racist, or if you're white, why is it you can't understand some things about being black, but if you're black, you can understand everything about how white people think. Going in there, when they say you're a racist, start with no. Maybe work your way to hell no. I'm not. But here are policies I'm putting forward. And the Republican Party needs to take the long view, not election cycles, but put in policies out that are good for all communities, which then again, a rising tide lifts all boats. We really do have that in America. It's proven to work, and that's what they need to do.